Technology for Teaching and Learning 1. We will be discussing Module 4, Lesson 2, Select and Use ICT Tools for Teaching and Learning. Let me share my screen. I hope this is visible. Okay. Again, this is Module 4, Non-Digital and Digital Skills and Tools in Delivering in Technology-Enhanced Lessons. Lesson 2, Select and Use ICT Tools for Teaching and Learning. Here are the lesson outcomes for this lesson. Selected and used an appropriate digital tool in teaching and provided alternative ways in incorporating the digital tool in a lesson. According to George Couros, technology will never replace great teachers, but technology in the hands of great teachers is transformational. This is the purpose of why we will be discussing this one, because let's try to look at the importance of technology to the teaching learning process. And of course, paano magagamit ng mga tinatawag nating great teachers ang technology if we will be using the technology in the appropriate way. The current systems employ technologies by integrating ICT tools and applications in education and in instruction. ICT stands for Information and Communications Technology. This refers to various tools and devices or gadgets used in communicating, disseminating, creating, storing, and managing information. It is important that learners understand how to use these tools in helping them learn, because again, the different ICT tools, they have their specific functions, they have their specific features. That is why we have to choose the appropriate one, no? But before that, before we can decide kung sino yung appropriate, we have to understand first how to use these tools in helping them to learn. A great part of learning is working on information and using it to create something that can be useful and edifying for humanity. Since the intention of education is to make learners become useful and productive citizens, the use of ICT tools can provide a lot of possibilities on how learners can do something with what they know, no? Because especially the 21st century generation, we really have to harness the 21st century skills, because we wanted our students, our learners, to become useful and productive citizens in such a manner that we transcend authentic learning, no? Of course, for them to use this battle na tinatawag natin. Teachers can employ ICT tools in their ways of engaging learners by communicating, disseminating, and managing information. This direction of integrating ICT tools will reveal the usefulness of employing ICT tools in a wider range of the teaching, and learning process. It is not necessarily the presence of advanced technology or the use of ICT tools that can ensure the success in engaging learners. It depends on how the teacher will use them, and that is true, no? Because again, I would like to reiterate the term appropriate. Nakadepende sa teacher on how to use them. No? It's the same sa story ng mga fictional na mga stories or fantasy stories, no? That if meron tayong fear if the power will be given to masamang tao, although the power is somewhat beneficial or useful, no? Magiging pangit yung output, no? Or magiging pangit yung resulta if the kontrabida yung makakuha ng tinatawag nating power, no? But then again, if that particular power will be received by the appropriate person, therefore that particular power will be used in a beneficial way. Okay. In the same story with different ICT tools, no, if we are to use it appropriately, the effect on that would of course positive, and it could impact the teaching learning process. Why do we integrate ICT in education? Look at the figure. No? So that is the ICT integration in education, allows ease of processing of information, effective accessibility to resources, easy sharing of resources. We also have expression of creativity and effective collaboration. All these are easily done using the gadget you have in your pockets or backpacks. No, if you're going to check your smartphone, you would notice that the things that I have mentioned are actually part of what you are using. No, so let me walk you through the selection and use of a digital tool and how you can integrate it in your lesson as a future teacher. The first one is using mobile phone and the QR code. I'm sure you're very familiar with the QR code na. Kasi parang lahat na ata ng products ngayon may QR code na. Since ICT integration allows ease of processing of information, here is an example of how we can read information at a quicker speed and in an interesting manner. Okay. Have you seen a symbol like this one? So that is our QR code. By the way, if you have your cell phones, no, and then you are connected to your data or your to internet, please scan the QR code and read the content of that information. So you can scan the QR code, everyone. Are you familiar with QR code? I'm sure you're very familiar, no? So when we say QR code, it is a code that was created by a Japanese corporation, Denso Wave, in 1994. QR stands for quick response. Again, we have two QR codes at the side of our screen. You can scan them and then please read the content. No? It allows the readers to decode the information at a high rate of speed because all you have to do is to scan the code and then voila, you now have your information. This is popular in Japan and it is also used by companies as they attach their QR code in their products. As I have mentioned, that our QR code is very, very popular in products. No? So nakabutang na siya together with some information. It usually gives you a URL linking. It gives you a URL linking you to a website or immediately provides the salient information about the product. Actually, ngayon, because of the pandemic, we actually use or utilize QR codes, no? Especially when you have your smartphone and then if you are to enter an establishment and then kung ayon yung magsusulat, for example, sa mga forms, you can actually scan their QR code and then you can fill out the form for the what you call this for the tracing no of the visitors for that particular establishment. So you can use that. So this is very common nowadays or popular nowadays. Now take a look at the table and 10 interesting ways to integrate QR codes in your teaching. By the way, we will be having an activity for QR code. No, I will just posting it sa Google Classroom natin. So let's take a look at the table and 10 interesting ways to integrate QR codes in your teaching. The first one is create interactive and engaging content. So you can enrich the content you teach in a class by using QR codes that link to other readings and resources. So you can link to a PDF, a video production, a website, a document, or an audio file, among others. No, the conventional way of doing it, yung iba, ginagawa natin before ay binibigay natin yung link, no, copy paste yung ang pagkahaba-habang link natin, no. Now you can actually utilize QR code. No, all you have to do is to generate the QR code and paste it siguro sa mga handouts niyo or sa mga activity sheets or sa mga presentations niyo. Okay? Next is we have the term scavenger hunts. Create an interactive classroom activity such as the scavenger's hunt by using QR codes that provide directions or instructions resulting in better learner engagement. Mas maganda, no? But then again, the limitation here, would like to remind everyone that the limitation here is the internet connection and of course the smartphone. Share resources. Learners can use QR codes to share educational resources with each other. Lecture notes, web content, and then of course how to do videos. Again, in replacement to the URL, the whole URL, the letters and the other mga alphanumeric no entities of your URL, you can use QR code no para mas malinis tingnan, hindi siya messy. Enhanced classroom library, create QR codes of students' brief write-ups about why they enjoy their book and put them right in order the books in the class library. Students can use these QR codes to find out more about the books. Okay, kanang mga informations, kanang fam. The other one, use in classroom activities. We also have here gather students' feedback. No, instead of link again, yun nga, no, QR code yung gagamitin. Provide help with homework. We also have here research project. The last two we have communicate with parents or partners, and then provide easy access to online content. Okay, so those are the 10 interesting ways to integrate QR codes in your teaching. Another QR code, okay, that's another design. So according to ScanMe, so again, if you are connected to the internet, please scan the QR code. Okay, next. Next we have is using laptop and then of course the infographics. I'm sure you are very familiar with the term infographic. Yung infographics natin children, parang brochure, somewhat like that, no? So there is an apparent delodge in information around and access to these is made easier through the internet. Ang dami, no? If you're gonna type love and then search, you have different information, no, a lot of information about the term love. Okay. You are faced with one major question, no, on how to best interpret it all and put it into one cohesive information that is quick and clear to read. So that's the question now. So ang dami-daming information about love or dami-daming information about COVID-19, and then you wanted it to gather all those data and then make it one. So that's the challenge now, no? For us to understand better and quickly what is COVID-19 or what is the term love, no, for example. So in the teaching and learning context, you may be faced with a challenging topic given a short amount of time. So how can you capture and deliver that information simply and effectively while making it engaging and informative as well? So infographics are an immediate answer to this question. The infographic is another interesting tool to use an instruction. So this is an example of an infographic. Okay. So this is an example of infographics talking about infographic itself. That one. Okay. So what is an infographic? An infographic is a visual representation or an image such as a diagram, chart, or picture representing information or data. As you can see there, sa example natin, you can see diagram, chart, or picture, and of course, information. That's the most important thing. It makes use of a clear layout, colors and hues, and of course, caricatures. A well-designed infographic like the one below, no, like the previous one, sorry, can help you simplify a complicated subject or turn an otherwise boring subject into a captivating experience. So adding interactive content like infographics to your website can be done of the most effective strategies in an overall digital marketing campaign. Ideally, according to what is an infographic design and content marketing, ideally, an infographic should be visually engaging, contain a subject matter that is appealing to your target audience, and be supported by other engaging content across your website and social channels. The main point there is your infographics should have data, and of course, along with the data should be interactive in such a manner that of course you will be using different diagrams, you'll be using different colors and so on. Okay. So if it used to market products in the increasing visual world, then infographics can also be employed in marketing information and ideas in the teaching and learning process. one tool that can be used in creating infographics is, of course, Canva. So I have here your Canva, and I believe I sent you a request. So please check your email. So I sent you a request for Canva, and then you can use that for in designing your materials. No? So it has several infographics template for education. You can try out the free design elements and produce one just like a professional infographic designer. You can start exploring this site and familiarize yourself with its features. As a gentle reminder, please take time to read the instructions and navigate around the features to get optimal use of it. So this is canva.com. So here are the different samples of infographics. This one. Another example. Okay. Okay. So here are the ways for which infographics can be used. Okay. So there are many ways of which infographics can be used. So using infographics to present survey data. So mas madali, no? So for example, this is a topic on or a survey data for employee engagement. Now, how do our employees feel within the company? So we have 3 questions there, and then surveying the employees. And according to the first question, meron daw siyang 68% of that particular data. The next question has a 57%, and then the third question is 82%. Okay, so mas madaling maintindihan as madaling makita, no? Something like that. So to present survey data, and of course, using infographics to simplify a complex concept. So like for example, kung meron kang tinuturo, so for us to simplify the very complex concept, we are to use infographic. So for example, this one, human fitness infographics. Mas madali nating makita yung progress or yung parang tinatawag din nating timeline sa human fetus, no? Kung ano yung maging physical appearance ng 3 weeks, ng 4 weeks, and so on. Okay. Sorry for the language because I think the language is not in English. I think this is naka-German, Dutch, something like that. Okay. Next, to explain how something functions. No? Like for example, this one. Okay, so using infographics, you can show the intricacy of how something complex works. It can reveal the mechanics behind how an object works. Designers can create infographics by showing the mechanics behind intricate objects, processes, or concepts. When we say intricate, complicated, or complex, no? Especially makikita natin to sa mga products of cell phones, laptops, no? Okay, so using infographics to compare. So presenting information by highlighting similarities and differences through a visual parallel in an infographic can turn out more effective than sometimes expressing it in words. It is easier to draw comparisons with the same information neatly organized. No? So this one, comparing the GMO, genetically modified and imported foods, and of course the fresh and organic local foods. Okay, access or assess the given infographic of a superhero. Anyway, next, the last one, to present interesting facts. So when information or facts are presented all in words, the use of infographics can bring life. If done well, the infographics can transform the information into visual image that can attract and engage readers. How old are Filipinos? So interesting facts. If there is a written text, the information may not stand out compared to when it is presented in this format. Tama, no? So sa kadami-dami nating words, if you are using words and numbers, no, it may not stand out, and then readers magiging Hindi siya mapapansin ng mga readers. Readers may find it boring compared if you're gonna present it like this one, no? So information written in snippets becomes understandable and more appealing to the eye. Sige. Okay. So done infographic. No, we are done infographic. We expanded our idea about infographic. We present a lot of examples, no, and then the uses of our infographic. The class and beauty of infographic, we also got it. And of course, the authenticity because we are to create information based on creativity and innovativeness. Okay. Next one, again, we will be having an activity solely for infographic. No, it will be posted sa Google Classroom natin. Next one we have is the iPad and tablet and the online bulletin board. So creativity and collaboration are fun. A dull and boring bulletin board can be made interesting when done online. So posts when done with theme backgrounds, no, meron tayong pa theme backgrounds, ang ganda kaya. Stylish fonts and varied colors become attractive to the learners. An online bulletin board is a way of presenting ideas with a twist and interest with no cost at all. Here's how. So we will be using Padlet. Okay. So all you're gonna do here is to search padlet.com or just search Padlet, Padlet, sa Google, and then you will be directed to padlet.com. So you have to choose, by the way, you have to choose padlet.com. So most likely ito yung home ng Padlet, no? Sa website ng Padlet. Okay. So I think I will be, yes, it's the inside of the Padlet. Okay. That one. Okay. End of lesson 2. But before we were gonna end lesson 2, children, I will be giving you how to, or I will be teaching you how to use Padlet. Okay. So let's try using Padlet. Okay. I hope that is still visible. Okay. So we have our website here. So all you have to do again, let's try. All you have to do is to search Padlet. No? Directly, pwede siya directly. No? Sorry. Okay. Pwede siya sa... So here's the site na, no? So you can search it immediately sa URL. So you have to write Padlet. No? As for me, meron na siya. So you can just do it. Or you have to use this one, Google, and then search for Padlet. Okay? That one. Okay. And then you have to click this one, the padlet.com. Padlet, you are beautiful. Thank you, Padlet. No? Padlet is very honest. Okay. So you are now directed to Padlet. So here is now again the home interface of Padlet. Okay. So next, mag-sign up tayo. So kung wala pa tayong account, so sign up for free, this one. Or kung meron ka na account, you can log in. As for me, I already have my account. I hope na ma-remember ko pa yung account ko. Okay. But anyway, I will be using my Google. If you have your Google, please use your MVC main. You can use that. So you can log in with Google. And this one, I'll be clicking this. Okay. So ito yung nakikita ninyo dun sa example natin sa presentation. Okay. So if you want to make your own Padlet, so click make a Padlet. So you have here. So again, by the way, ito yung interface right after mag-login kayo sa ating padlet.com. Ito yung makikita natin. So we have, of course, the greetings here. Fernando, happy Tuesday. You have your picture icon here, your search box, no? And then we have make a Padlet, we have join a Padlet, we have gallery, and then we have upgrade because you can upgrade the feature of this Padlet. Of course, kailangan natin bilhin for some amount. Na? And then we have our recents tab, we have made tab, we have shared, liked, we have archive and new folder. You can create your own folder specifically for your class. You have our name and date here, and then of course your Padlets. Thank you. So if you want to make your own, click make a Padlet. So you have to click it, okay? And then you can choose start. Anyway, you have your ano man dito, mga templates kumbaga, no? So you can choose start with a blank or pick a template. So let's start. Meron tayong start with a blank dito ito. Or you can choose a template. So ikaw na yung bahala. So pwede tayong mag-pick siguro ng template. Like for example, canvas. Okay. Okay, yan. And then start making posts by clicking the plus sign. Sorry, we have to close this. So again, start making posts by clicking the plus sign. The plus sign is this side. Again, and this side ito. Okay, so you have to click that. And then here is now our Padlet. Sir, pwede ba natin palakihin? Pwede. No? Sandali lang. No? Palakihin natin yung Padlet natin. Okay. Parang yun lang. So, pwede tayong gawa ng title, CPE107. Sulat tayo dito, Module 4, Lesson 2, something like that. Okay. We are now using Padlet. Okay. Meron pa tayong mga icons, no? So, make your posts as creative as you can by clicking modify. So, meron tayong modify dito. Sorry. So, ang dami pa natin ito, no? Okay. So, we can upload something. We can take a picture and so on. Pwede. Okay. So, that's it, our Padlet. And then if you are to make your post as creative, I think merong lalabas dito, no? Ng mga icon. Sorry, let's try to check. Okay, ito. So pwede ito, pwede nating bigyan ng kulay, yes. You can edit your post. Something like that. So you are now to explore, no? So that is it. And then, of course, you can now share your Padlet or online bulletin board to your friends. So all you have to do is to click share. Sorry. Okay. All you have to do is to click share and allow members and allow others to have access to it, or you can share through the social media account where others can view it. So ang dami, no? You can share. So pwede get a QR code, again, pwede share in Google Classroom and so on. So you can have that, no? And other things. Okay. Next, if you want to join someone's bulletin board, na kung gusto kang mag-join o kuan mo, balik ta. Sorry. So all we have to do is to go back to our Padlet. Okay. If you wanted to join to someone's bulletin, you just have to click join a Padlet. And then merong lalabas na dialog box, the URL of the Padlet you want to join, because if the teacher will be utilizing this, your teacher, your friends will be giving you URL, and then you have to paste it there, and then that's the time that you can join their Padlet, no? Okay, so that's it. Then we also have galleries here. Okay, mga stunning example Padlets from the Padlet team and user community. All examples can be used for inspiration and remade as templates. Sila nga mga Padlets. Wala ko ka-follow. So let's click this again. Ito yung work ng Padlet so that you can go back to the our dashboard, no? Okay, and then of course the upgrade. So that one. So that is our Padlet, everyone. Okay. If you have questions, please, you are to raise it sa GC natin. So that is the end again of lesson 2. Thank you so much. Lesson 3 will follow immediately.